What's up, guys? Welcome into my first, well, I guess this is a tutorial for the OP-1. Just want to show you how you can make the OP-1 into like an ambient or drone synthesizer. One of the coolest things about this little synth is that pretty much everybody who uses it in a different way, and there's so many things that you can do with it. So this is actually not an original discovery by myself. I've collected different ways of doing things from different sources and kind of put it all together in a video here for you. So I'm going to put this a link to this patch in the description, just so if you are interested in doing something similar and want to use either this exact same patch or just use this as a starting point, you can do that. So it's actually not that difficult of a patch, but and the whole thing itself isn't going to be that difficult. I just wanted to put it here and show you for reference. So we're going to go over to the tape and go to number 1, track number 1 here. I wish I could have a better angle, but unfortunately my my tripod isn't the greatest. So let's just do something simple like that. You want to do it in a higher octave, because once we do the little trick, it'll lower it. So let's do let's hit record here and play some notes. Let's do it for about 15 seconds. 13, 14, 15. Cool. So we'll hit stop on that, and then stop again to have it go all the way back to the beginning of the tape. And then we're going to take the little white encoder here and crank that down to slow down the speed of the tape. I like going down to 12, 13, 14. That's usually where those live, where this patch, or this little trick works well for me. So then let's go ahead and play it now so you can hear the difference. So it's much more pad sounding. The modulation gives it a nice droney feel. If we go back and look at the synth, the engine that I have going on here, this red M here shows the modulation of the synth. So the wow, 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 wow sound that you're hearing when you play the synth. And we can increase that. Or decrease it, or make it go the other way. But I like to keep it pretty subtle on the left side of neutral, just to give it that cool warble when we go back to the tape and we hit play after turning the speed down all the way, or not all the way, but down to 12. So then, what we can do is go to the second track of the tape. Remember to turn it back up to 1:1. Head back over to the synth, and then this is what we originally had. So let's go up to this G here to do a little melody. Let's go back to the tape, hit record, and play. Oops. Not recording. Record, play. There we go. So let's hit our melody here. All right. So my pad that I had earlier was a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and lift that and redo it. There we go. So now let's take it, slow it down, back to -12, and hit play and see how that sounds. hear the little melody in there. To make it even more obvious, let's lift that. Go back over to the synth. Go up one more octave, and then do that again. Oops. Lift that. Go back up to 1-to-1. Record and play. Since that's in a higher octave than the little pad that we did, it should stand out more as a melody when we play it slowed down. Depending on the style that you want to do, maybe that's not the way you want it. Maybe you want it back down in the same octave, so it's a little more subtle. But let's see how this sounds. So you can hear the melody much more clearly in that one than you could when it was in the same octave as the pad. So let's go to track 3 here. And then go back over to synthesizer. I should have a bass patch on number 1 here. Yeah, alright. So let's bring that up 1. Let's add in a bass part to this little melody and see where that brings us. I'm actually going to go into the mixer here and turn down track 3. Turn down to about 45 because the bass can be a little overpowering. So let's turn down the speed and listen to that one. Awesome. So there we go. That should about do it. Just a little tip on how to turn your OP-1 into an ambient or drone machine. Like I said at the beginning, it seems like everybody who has one of these little guys uses it differently, and no two people do the same thing on it. That's one of the things I like most about the OP-1 is the versatility, and I don't know, it forces you to create music differently than you normally would, and I like that. I think most of that has to do with the little tape recorder and the limitations, pushing your creativity to try to break out of how you would produce music in a traditional manner or on a laptop. I don't know. It just makes you do things differently, and I like that. I like having to think differently than I normally would. So, yep. All right. That's all I have to say in this video. Yeah, thanks for watching. Here's to Ambient.